Tonight on KGW News, a sheriff's deputy remembers the moments he found himself trapped inside this crushed car.
That night they went into it not knowing how they were going to get me out the car.
2 years on, how his experience is helping first responders train for rescue. Plus, a stabbing, then a fatal shooting rattled parts of downtown Portland.
It's scary. It's always scary to hear of things like that.
And later, how a young Ukrainian refugee now living in Oregon
I had to face those hardships myself.
has a chance, along with his classmates, to help others just like him. But first tonight at 11, record-breaking weather. We're taking a live look over downtown Portland, where we are sitting in the 50s after another day full of sunshine that saw us at the upper 70s in spots on this, the final full day of winter. Thanks for joining us. I'm David Molko, along with Chief Meteorologist Matt Safina. So Matt, how is tomorrow looking?
Tomorrow looks good too, but today was really quite remarkable. We don't have very many days like this in the month of March. It is just below 60 degrees right now in Portland, and still a little bit of an east wind, which is great. That's going to help us warm up again tomorrow out of the coast. And you see our humidity is really low, like 60%. At the coast, it's 94% with clouds in Newport. And the marine layer has gotten thicker there. They've already cooled off the coast today, and there will be further cooling there and eventually pushing inland, but just a little bit for tomorrow. Check out these records. They really are remarkable. Portland today, 77 degrees, breaking the old record by 6, which is a substantial amount to break a temperature record by. Salem tied its record from 2019. Hillsborough broke its record. McMinnville broke a record that had stood for nearly 100 years. Old record was set back in 1926, so a 98-year-old record broke there. And Troutdale, interestingly enough as well, broke its record by a full 10 degrees. That record was just set last year on the state, and the temperature records in Troutdale are substantial enough. They go back to the 1940s. So again, very, very impressive all around the region. In Portland, making 77 today, we've only done that. Well, it's the fourth time we've done that in the last 30 years. So that's basically a 0.4% frequency rate. If you think about that, very, very few days, only 4 days have been this warm in the month of March in Portland in the last 30 years. So 70s again tomorrow. That'll make it 5 straight days, second longest such streak in March in Portland. Rain is back on Wednesday, so is cooler weather, in spite of the fact that we change seasons tomorrow night, David.
Yeah, here it comes. Thank you, Matt. New at 11, it's been almost 2 years since a Washington County Sheriff's deputy was hit and nearly killed while responding to a drunk driving call. The crash had firefighters in a situation they did not have much training for, saving a first responder from his caged patrol car. Catherine Cook is here to share how that is all about to change. Catherine?
David, Washington County is donating a totaled sheriff's vehicle to Tualatin Valley Fire and Rescue. Firefighters will use it for training. They hope they'll never have to rescue another officer from their patrol car, but if they do, they want to be even more prepared.
Well, I appreciate them saving my life.
Deputy Mike Trotter's gratitude for firefighters has never wavered in the 2 years since they saved him from this. Trotter was pinned in his Washington County Sheriff's vehicle after investigators say a drunk driver slammed into him at 100 miles an hour. 5 teens were in the car. 2 were killed, and the driver was convicted of manslaughter and DUI. A crew with Tualatin Valley Fire and Rescue responded.
That night they went into it not knowing how they were going to get me out the car.
They extricated Trotter from the crumpled car while contending with basically a steel cage, the kind unique to patrol vehicles.
Their extensive knowledge on scene is 100% what saved my life that night.
That knowledge base is about to grow. Washington County is donating a patrol car to TVFNR like this one, just totaled and no longer usable. Firefighters will practice extrication drills with it, the way they do with old civilian cars like this one. They hope to better understand how to rescue first responders from inside of one during an emergency.
It's very important. I mean, those vehicles are designed differently. They have a little more armor in them, and the training will kick in and help you.
Cleet Schmidtke is an apparatus operator and technical team member with TVFNR. He says crews will use the jaws of life and the rest of their arsenal to train on the patrol car until there's nothing left.
I mean, there's 4 doors on it and a roof and all kinds of stuff, so we will like to integrate all 3 shifts into getting a chance to cut on the cars if we can, especially something rare like this.
As for Trotter, his recovery has been slow but steady. He just returned to full-time modified duty.
RoboCop.
He's using this special exosim brace to regain strength lost after severe injuries.
So this is it in all of his glory.
He keeps his sights set on returning to patrol when the time is right, and thanks his family, including his young son, for that.
I mean, he's one of my biggest motivators because he's super excited that Daddy's a police officer and that's all he wants to talk about. So.
Last May, Xavier Rodriguez, the man who slammed into Trotter's vehicle, was sentenced to 25 years in prison. David.
Yeah, all of this is such a tragedy, but it's great to see Deputy Trotter making progress one step at a time here. Thank you, Catherine. Also new tonight, we're hearing from the runner nearly hit by a suspected drunk driver during Sunday's Shamrock run. This was on Southwest Barber near Hamilton. Police say the driver went through a barricade blocking the road that was closed for the 15K part of the run. Faith Londo was on the course at the time. She describes realizing just how close she'd come to getting hit.
I had my headphones in, I was listening to my music, I was kind of in my groove. And all of a sudden I heard like a car's engine revving nearby, which I thought was kind of weird because there wasn't supposed to be anyone on the course, but also there were neighborhoods nearby. So I just wasn't paying much attention until I heard a commotion behind me. And one of the spectators was actually banging on the door of the car that was maybe 6 inches away from me.
Wow. Londo says once she realized what was happening, she jumped to the side of the road. The car then took off. Police caught up and arrested the driver, identified as 62-year-old Brian Roan. He faces charges that include DUI, reckless endangerment, and reckless driving. He is scheduled to appear in court Tuesday morning. A man has been convicted of killing a Mount Hood Community College student more than 4 decades after her death. A jury found Robert Plimpton guilty of murdering Barbara Tucker back in 1980. Tucker had been kidnapped, sexually assaulted, and beaten, with her body left in a wooded area near campus. Now, advances in DNA technology, including ancestry databases, helped lead detectives to Plimpton in 2021. He's set to be sentenced in June. Tonight, we are following several violent crimes on downtown Portland streets. It started with a deadly stabbing on the Steel Bridge Friday. Then on Sunday, one man was shot and killed and another was stabbed. Thomas Schultz has the latest.
And I just was like shocked.
Joseph Scott is a homeless Portland resident who spends his days here, outside the Central Library.
I did hear somebody say that they thought it was like fireworks going off.
Just feet away from where Portland police say a man died after a shooting Sunday night.
It's overwhelming. It's kind of scary that, it would happen so close to where I commute every day.
Police haven't yet released the name of the man who died, but if his death is ruled a homicide, it would be the 18th in Portland this year. Still, despite the shooting, Scott says he feels comfortable in the Rose City.
All around, I think Portland's a pretty safe place,
At least most of it.
Now, if you go down to Old Town at night, that might be a little different,
Down to Old Town, where a man was stabbed early Sunday morning. Police say the stabbing happened after a scuffle between two groups.
It's scary. It's always scary to hear of things like that.
Darlene Urban Garrett works in Old Town, and she says crime is becoming more common.
I don't know what to say. It's like not an uncommon thing to see ambulances and fire trucks and police every day.
The reason?
I think drugs are the underlying cause of so much that's going on here in the city.
Now, police have not said whether drugs played a factor in either incident, though to Urban Garrett, it's why she's no longer surprised by violence so close to work.
It makes me sad, but it's not shocking.
It's Thomas Schultz reporting there. So far, a person has been arrested in the Old Town stabbing, but not in connection with the shooting. As for Friday's deadly stabbing that was on the Steel Bridge, a suspect was arrested on Saturday, though today we learned those charges were dropped. We're still working to find out why. There is a new plan to cut homelessness in Multnomah County in half by the end of next year. Now, local leaders are asking those who work with homeless people every day for their feedback and input. The key goals in the draft plan, which came out last week, include getting 2,700 people off the streets by the end of 2025, adding hundreds more behavioral health beds and opening up a sobering center, and ending discharges from jail to the streets. The county is also aiming to open 1,000 new shelter beds in 2 years, a move that would directly impact those who work with homeless people during the day and are often left searching for places to send people overnight.
We need all of the things that they are naming in this plan, and we need them aggressively need them.
I'm less concerned with the overall targets. Even if we don't hit those targets, but if we get moving in that direction in a significant way, we're going to help a lot of people.
Up next, the city and county want to hear from the public. There is a town hall this Thursday at 7. You can sign up to testify virtually. The final plan will be released next month. Straight ahead on this Monday night, a climber high on Mount Hood runs into trouble on her way down. Details on the rescue that took hours to pull off. Plus, just because it feels warm, experts say don't let your guard down. Their advice after several close calls and one fatality in the gorge. That's next.